Previously on Endangered.
Oh, who's a cute little human then?
Be quick,
10,
or you'll miss
9.
it.
Hang on a minute, Chris. I'm in the loo.
I can't believe she's gone. We were together over 50 years.
Oh, Grandpa.
Although I have this feeling that this may have been the last time.
Once the suspended animation facility is complete, place him in there, along with his personal effects.
One of them is my goddaughter. I wouldn't be sending her if I thought there was any significant danger.
No, I think I found my soulmate. You should move in with me.
Really?
I know. You can't keep him out of the orgy room.
Hello, Jim.
Why does my voice sound funny?
Welcome to the bridge, Mr. Taylor.
I thought you might like to see where it is all controlled from.
What if they teleport her off the bridge?
Mr. Hargreaves, this isn't sci-fi. There's no such thing as teleportation.
I think we may have to reevaluate a few things. Where did she go? Shouldn't we arm the torpedoes? Mr. Hargreaves, not only have you been told that this vessel does not carry any weapons, do you not think that it would be unwise to fire on the vessel where Chris is likely currently located?
Mr. Hargreaves, try hailing the alien vessel.
Alien ship is departing.
Chris, are you alright?
Yes, I think so.
What happened to you?
Well, they just wanted to talk.
It must have been a short conversation.
What do you mean?
Well, you were only gone a few seconds.
You must be mistaken, Captain. I was gone for hours.
According to the ship's logs, you were absent for approximately 30 seconds.
That's not possible.
Do you think, perhaps, that the experience has confused you?
I don't know. Am I confused?
Chris, just tell us what happened to you.
1 second I was standing here. The next I was in a small featureless room. A bare cube, about 3 meters on all sides. Grey walls and no doors. No obvious source of light, but a comfortable light level. Nothing happened for ages. It was like I was in some sort of prison.
Engage the temporal filter. The what? We need to return Mr. Taylor quickly, so engage the temporal filter so we have time to interact.
Oh, the slow down time thingy.
Exactly.
Done.
Now, leave him sufficient time to adjust to his surroundings. It will take time to recover from the unexpected teleportation.
Hello? Where am I? I've been here for ages, and I don't know where I am, or why I've been brought here.
Be afraid, not. You are in danger, no.
You might want to think about the order you say things. I assume you're trying to tell me I'm safe?
Why are you talking funny?
If you had studied the phenomenon known as cinema, you would understand that this is how humans expect us to speak.
They really are quite primitive, aren't they?
Safe. Yes, safe you are.
Where am I?
Ship. Ours. Room. Human.
Did you just laugh?
Apology. Names give things you. Strange.
I'd prefer it if you didn't laugh at the human race. I'm feeling pretty delicate at the moment.
Laughter is best medicine, humans say.
Okay, you've got me on that one. So, somehow you moved me from one spaceship to another.
Yes, teleportation. Simple.
I know a certain captain who might disagree with you.
Captain, primitive.
Oh, thanks. That makes me feel great.
Special, you.
You mean I've been whisked halfway across the solar system and placed in a suspended animation on Titan for 400 years, whilst having a genetically modified opposite gender new body cloned for me en route. That's sort of special.
No.
No?
Special before.
Well, it's nice of you to say so, but really I'm pretty ordinary. I lived my whole life in Croydon. Boring office job for 40 years. Retired for over 30 years. 2 children, 5 grandchildren, 8 great-grandchildren.
Special, me for, you, care for, look.
You've watched me my whole life?
Yes.
Why?
Species study. Wildlife. Research.
Whoa. You think I'm a special example of human wildlife?
No. Choice random. You. Special. Me for. Life study.
So, you happened to pick me at random as an example of a human study. And because you followed me for so long, you became attached to me.
Yes.
But why did I end up on Titan?
Examine. Time last. Fail body. Body new. Grow. Brain. Move.
You do realise my new body is the opposite gender of my old body, don't you?
Yes. Longevity increase. Reassignment gender. Normal.
It might be normal where you come from. It's a bit more niche for humans. Stop laughing every time human is mentioned.
Sorry.
Okay, so you've explained the body, but why Titan?
Delay. Ready. Technology.
You mean just to make sure it was a while before they found me?
Yes.
But why am I here now?
Danger. Planet. Earth. Warning.
Are you going to attack Earth?
No. Save. Help. Want.
A bit paranoid, isn't it?
It is part of their culture. They instantly assume anything or anyone with which they are not familiar is some form of threat.
Is that why they fight each other so much?
I assume so. Maybe Boss was right to be concerned about them.
You want to save Earth?
Yes.
How? What from?
I'll be back.
That's not the best phrase to use.
Soon.
I think you've exceeded the parameters of our mission.
Boss wanted to try to avoid them going extinct.
Yes, but he also wanted you to avoid being detected. Now, not only have you exposed our presence to one of their spaceships, you have promised to return to save their world.
Yes, I see your point. Send Mr. Taylor back and let's get out of here.
So it seems like they believe Earth is in some danger, and they want to help. I still don't understand what that has to do with you.
It sounds bizarre, but it seems they've become rather attached to me.
If they have been monitoring you your whole life, it is no surprise they have come to care for you.
You had no idea they had been observing you?
No, completely unaware.
Well, number one, you appear to be correct. Not only are they no threat to us, they actually want to help us.
They said they'd be back soon.
Maybe once we get back to Earth. Why are you laughing?
I have been studying the logs concerning our encounter with the aliens.
We didn't encounter the aliens, number one. Only Chris did. And even for her, him, they were a disembodied voice.
True, but I was interested in the relativistic implications of the temporal anomalies during the encounter.
English, number one.
According to the logs, Chris, was away from the bridge for 29.47 seconds.
Yet she recorded a conversation which must have lasted several minutes, and said in total she was gone for hours.
Precisely.
So what is your point exactly?
Either we or Chris, is wrong about the elapsed time.
Or she did genuinely experience more time than us. Doctor?
I have given Chris a thorough examination following her little adventure. Physically, she remains a perfect specimen of humanity. Mentally, too. She is truthfully recounting what she remembers.
So the logical conclusion is, there was a localized time dilation event on the alien spacecraft.
Who cares?
Captain?
It seems to me to be equally likely, more likely actually, that the aliens found a way of temporarily speeding up her brain processing, so they could get her back to us before we had a chance to get too upset.
But...
And even if they do have the technology to cause local temporal anomalies, what does it matter? We have no idea how, and no way of finding out.
But...
Relax, number one. That's an order.
I think it important we submit a comprehensive report on what we have learnt.
I think you could summarize what we have learnt in a few sentences.
Captain?
Aliens have been monitoring Earth for a long time. They are concerned about our welfare, exemplified in their caring attitude towards Chris Taylor, and they intend to utilize Chris as their proxy spokesperson.
I think that oversimplifies the situation.
True, but Space Corps already have our comprehensive logs of what has happened. They won't pay the slightest attention to any report you submit, because they'll already think they understand the situation better than you do.
But...
Number one, the mission is over. We are returning home. I've told you before, it's time to relax.
I really do not feel comfortable about this, Captain.
Number one, I am not letting you spend the entire journey home without letting your hair down at least once.
Hair?
Sorry, number one. Just a figure of speech.
Regardless, I do not think this is an appropriate activity for a senior member of this ship's crew.
Well, number one.
Captain, sir.
Number one, you need to relax. That's an order.
Yes, Captain.
Oops.
You see, number one, people are just having harmless fun.
I can't hear you, Captain.
I said, people are just having fun.
It's not possible to have a conversation.
Attention, Captain. This music is just too bloody loud.
How are we all doing? Uh-oh, I see a new face in the room, so let's welcome him to the Orgy Room nightclub. We're open around the clock because it's always nighttime somewhere. Just to let our newest visitor know, the Orgy Room is all about excess. The drinks are flowing at the bar, the food is overflowing at the buffet, or you can try out your sick moves on the dance floor.
If people are overindulging in food and drink, it is no surprise they are feeling sick by the time they reach the dance floor.
Oh, number one.
And surely, if people are sick, they should be consulting the doctor, not cavorting in this establishment.
Number one, do you know how to have fun?
Fun?
This is BNN. Good evening. This is Wednesday, the 5th of September, 2435. Welcome to the 6 o'clock news. HMS Endurance has returned to Earth following the historic mission to Titan. So far, there has been no official statement about whether anything was found, which would explain the signals detected by the earlier Lelantos probe. So, our roving reporter has been out on the streets, asking the general public what they think.
Have you been following HMS Endurance's mission to Titan?
Oh, yes, very interesting.
And what do you think the strange signals might be?
Giant lizards.
Giant lizards are sending radio signals?
Yes, they are highly intelligent giant lizards, and they have been hiding on Earth for centuries.
So, if they're hiding on Earth, why send a signal from Titan?
That's obvious.
It is?
Yes, the lizards on Titan are signalling the lizard on Earth.
And what do you think?
It's a flying saucer airport.
Airport?
Spaceport.
And why did the signal only start a few months after the Lelantos probe arrived?
Well, obviously they thought it was another flying saucer and were giving it instructions to land.
And what do you think?
They kidnapped a human, subjected him to all sorts of probing, which killed him. So they had to grow him a new body, and they left it on Titan. The signal is to help us find him.
And why would they do that?
They are worried about humanity's ability to survive. So they have been monitoring us for hundreds of years.
So why place this human on Titan?
Don't you listen? They killed this one, accidentally of course, and grew the new body because they had become attached to him.
What a dipstick.
You
Well, there you have it. The general public are a bunch of idiots. We really ought to wait for the official statement from the head of Space Corps.
What are you going to say, Auntie Valerie?
Come now, Celeste. You know better than to ask me confidential information about my work. Anyway, I thought you didn't approve of Space Corps. That's why I like visiting you. It's a chance to completely get away from the day job.
I have to take a bit of an interest. Now I have a boyfriend on that ship.
Really? I didn't know that. I wonder if it's anyone I've heard of. What's his name?
Jim Hargreaves. Are you all right, Auntie?
Yes. Just went down the wrong way. That's all. I know Emma, your old flatmate, is on board. She was always going to do well.
A bit of favouritism there, Auntie.
No. Emma was a straight-A student. Whatever she wanted to do, she would succeed at it. As soon as she said she wanted to work for Space Corps, I knew it would happen. Mind you, she was only 3 when she first said it. So, tell me about you and this Jim chap. Is he the one?
I thought he was at first. We seem to have so much in common. He said he was interested in Egyptology, and that he was vegetarian. But once we'd been seeing each other for a while, I discovered he'd been lying to me.
Well, he really is very interested in Egyptology.
So you do know him?
No. I just recall seeing his details on the crew manifest.
You must have a good memory to be able to recall the details of one person out of a crew of 150. I saw my Auntie Valerie the other day.
Oh, yeah?
She asked me if Jim is the one.
I knew you and Jim would get on. I'm so pleased.
But he never seems to be interested in taking our relationship any further.
He probably doesn't even realise you're thinking that way.
Plus, I've never really forgiven him for lying to me about working for the Space Corps.
Yeah, well... I work for the Space Corps too, and you've forgiven me.
Well, at least you were always open about wanting to work for them. And I've come to realise they're not so much of a threat to the environment as I once thought they were.
You should speak to him about this. Let him know how you feel.
The trouble is, I'm not sure how I feel.
In that case, having the conversation will help clarify things in your mind as well as his.
You're right. I will speak to him about it. I've forgotten what a good friend you are. Sorry I got angry with you when you joined the Space Corps.
Don't worry about it.
I saw my Auntie Valerie the other day.
Oh, yes.
She asked me if you are the one.
The one?
We've been dating for a couple of years now.
Yes.
And I need to think about when I'm going to settle down with my life partner.
Right.
What do you think?
Well, I hadn't really given it that much thought.
I must say, it makes a change to see you looking so smart, Mr. Hargreaves. And it is remarkable that you managed to be here on time.
Well, one has to make an effort for a wedding.
Indeed. In case you are feeling nervous, just look at my smiling face offering encouragement. I'll be sitting in the front row.
Yes, I'll bear that in mind.
Well, you weren't expecting this, were you?
Dearly beloved, we are gathered here in the sight of God and in the face of this congregation to join together this woman and this other woman in holy matrimony. which is an honourable estate, instituted of God himself, signifying unto us the mystical union that is betwixt Christ and his church. And as we ponder this mystical union, why they may not lawfully be joined together, let them now speak, or else hereafter for ever hold their peace.
Don't you dare, Mr. Hargreaves.
And now we proceed to the next part of the service. Who has the rings?
Well done, Mr. Hargreaves.
Yes, well done.
Well, Mr. Hargreaves, it appears there is still hope for you.
I don't think so.
Somehow, I can't see Mr. Hargreaves ever settling down.
I've no doubt we'll all be back at this church before too long.